What's up, guys? It's your girl Rena, your budget-friendly nail tech. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I wanted to show you guys how I took these short Bitten nails and I did a polygel overlay. And I was debating this whole entire time while editing the video if I wanted to leave it in real time or if I wanted to speed it up. So in the parts where I thought were kind of repetitive, I did speed it up a little bit, and in the other parts it's mainly just in real time. But let's get right into the video. Of course, I sprayed her with some alcohol just to soften up those cuticles, pushed them back with my cuticle pusher, and now I am going in with my needle bit and I'm just pushing up those cuticles just a little bit. I'm not being harsh on her whatsoever, and I'm just cleaning up those cuticles with my needle bit. I do like to do this in certain occasions. I do like to do this step before the sanding band in my fills. You guys saw that in my last video, but in her case I did it before the sanding band just because she had a lot of cuticle that was stuck to her nail because she is a biter, and she has a lot of anxiety issues, so she tends to bite her nails and her cuticles were really stuck. So I just wanted to go in with the needle bit before I went in with the sanding band just to give it that extra little push. Then I went in with a medium grit sanding band. I went in with a medium grit sanding band and lightly buffed over her nails and lightly cleaned up that cuticle area. Once again, you guys, I know I might get a lot of hate for using a medium grit sanding band, but if you use it at a very low speed and you are buffing over the nail very slightly, you are not going to damage the nail. My drill is at about 3,000 RPMs, no higher than 4,000 RPMs, and I am just barely touching her nail at this point. I am barely just buffing over her nails and cleaning around her cuticles very lightly because she can be somewhat of a bleeder and she does bite her skin, so I am being as gentle as possible. And if you guys notice, this is in real time, so you guys can see I am not being rough with her at all. So I'm going to go in with my cuticle ball bit and I'm just going to go over her cuticles one more time very lightly. I'm going to go in a forward direction first just because I am right-handed, so I am doing a forward direction, and then once I do all 5 fingers, I'm going to go ahead, reverse the drill and do it the opposite way, and that's just gonna make sure that I'm not cutting her and I'm not going back and forth on her cuticle area just because she is very sensitive. And also I feel like this cleans out the cuticles so beautifully when you do it this way. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but you'll see it in the video. Now I'm going to go ahead with my cuticle nippers, and I'm just going to go ahead and lightly cut the excess cuticle that's just stubborn and didn't want to come off with my brush. I'm just going to go ahead and just nip that right off with my nippers, making sure I'm not cutting her at all. Now this step is so important. I believe it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's acrylic, polygel, hard gel. This step right here, for me, in my opinion, is very important. You need to be able to dehydrate and prime all 10 nails so that the product can be able to adhere. I always dehydrate and prime. It doesn't matter whether I'm doing hard gel, polygel, acrylic. I always make sure I'm doing this step. And also, I always like to cure the Mia Secret primer, just because that primer that I'm using, the Extra Bond, I believe it's called, is a acrylic and UV primer. So I do cure it for about 30 seconds in my UV light, just to make sure it's, it gives it that extra protection and that extra adhesion to the nail. Now I'm going in with my Beetles base coat. Whenever I am doing anything gel related, whether it's hard gel or polygel, I do like to put base coat, especially one that's sticky, just so that the gel can stick to the nail. I do this with all my gel services and they always stick. The only reason why I'm not sticking her hand into the lamp right after putting the base coat is because her nails are so tiny. I really want to be able to make sure that the gel is staying in place and that the base coat is staying right where I put it. So as soon as I put the base coat on, I go ahead and flash cure her with this cute pink UV light. It's like a little flashlight that I found off of Amazon, and I'll definitely leave that also in the description down below. But I do this with every step that I'm doing with her, with the base coat, with the polygel application, and at the end with her gel color. I do this with the little UV light. It did take me some extra time, but I wanted to make sure that everything was staying right in place because her nails are so tiny. Now I'm going to start going in and do my polygel application. I'm using the EASKEP or SUSIE. I know I'm definitely not pronouncing that right. I did purchase this off of Amazon some time ago, and well, actually a friend of mine purchased this off of Amazon some time ago, and I only used it maybe twice. So when she told me she wanted to do polygel, I was like, well, this is going to be a perfect opportunity to do a video for my channel and to really try out the polygel itself. I have played around with the Beetles polygel and the Model-Ones polygel, and out of the three, I definitely have to say this is the stickiest one. Unfortunately, they no longer sell this brand on Amazon. They do sell like their UV lamps, but their polygel kits, they no longer sell those. But I am going to try my best to see if I can find the link to this kit wherever I find it. And I'll also definitely leave down below a dupe for this kit as well. Now going in with her polygel, I am trying to be as picky as I can be with the application, making sure my brush is nice and clean. Because it is such a sticky product, I do have to make sure that I am cleaning my brush with alcohol every so often. And I am just trying to make them look as natural as possible, making sure to cure them with my UV flashlight, because I actually was trying to do them 2 at a time, as you can see here, and by the time I was halfway done with the ring finger, I had to go back to the pinky and clean her sides again because it was already moving. So that was no biggie. I just went back and cleaned up her sides a little bit, clear up, I can't even talk, and flash cured her for a few seconds just to make sure it stays in place, and did the rest of her nails. Now, because this set was so short, it actually worked in my favor playing out with this polygel just to get to know it a little better and just to play with the consistency of it. some alcohol on a lint-free wipe, and I'm just gonna go ahead and clean the surface of her nails, removing that tacky, sticky layer. And I'm gonna go ahead and shape and file her nails. And if you haven't seen my previous videos, you guys will notice that I do like to shape, file, and reshape, and this is just me making sure that the shape is how the client likes it, just because I am really picky when it comes to, you know, the clients liking what they leave my chair with. Of course, I like to take my time and make sure that they are 100% completely happy with the finished product. So I always check and recheck. For me, that is very, very important, to always recheck my steps and always ask the client if it's to their liking. The worst experience ever is having a client sit in your chair and not being happy with what they have. So I would rather be extra picky and shape, file, reshape, and reshape again if I have to, and constantly ask my client if she is okay, if she is comfortable, if I'm hurting her, if she likes to shape, just because I want to make sure that they are 100% happy with what they are getting. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my diamond bits. I like to use diamond bits to clean out the cuticle area after application on my gel products, whether it's polygel or hard gel, just because I like to be a little extra careful, just because 9 times out of 10, if I am doing polygel or hard gel, typically it's on a client that is an easy bleeder, or a client that one way or another tends to bite on their nails. So I am going to go ahead and go around the cuticle at about 6,000 to 7,000 RPMs, just to make sure everything is nice and neat and that nothing is on the skin. Obviously, during the application process, you want to make sure nothing is on the skin. You're not overflooding the skin whatsoever, and that's just gonna help with the filing process as well. After I do this with the diamond bit, I do go in with a carbide bit. It's actually an old drill bit that I use specifically for gel. I don't use it for anything else. I use it specifically for gel, just because gel is a little more finer than acrylic, so I do like to use used drill bits on gel. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over the cuticle area with the diamond bit, and then shape the top of the nail with the used carbide bit. Alright, you guys, so after I was done shaping, filing, reshaping, and buffing, I went ahead and cleaned the surface of the nail, and I went in with the Beetles 812 color. This is such a beautiful color. I mean, just look at it. It's like blue with like a gray undertone. I mean, I don't know. It's beautiful. I like it. I'm trying my best not to go ahead and do a design with this color, but it's just so pretty. But anyways, this is from the Beetles collection. I did get this off of Amazon, of course, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave the link to that below. And again, like I said, I did go ahead and painted her nails, cleaned up anything that was on her skin, and flash cured her. Because her nails are so tiny, I don't want nothing to move, so I do flash cure on each and every nail. She did a blue inspired look. I also did foil and a Model-Ones gel glitter. Unfortunately, I don't have the name to it because I bought them off of Amazon again. If you guys haven't noticed, I do buy pretty much everything off of Amazon. But I am going to try and find the link to the Model-Ones color that I used, and I will leave that in the description down below as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just paint these nails the colors that they want and flash cure them with my UV flashlight. And I'm just gonna stop talking. I'm just gonna let you guys watch. Alright, you guys, so she did decide to do a McCart foil. It's like a beautiful, like, blue and white with a little bit of green flower. So I put the McCart glue, let that cure for a few seconds, and then put the foil over. Once I did that, I just put top coat over all her nails, let them cure for 60 seconds, and of course applied some cuticle oil just to bring back some of that moisture back into her nails. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys watch the finishing of this set. But like always, make sure you comment, like, share, and subscribe. Turn that post notification bell to make sure you get notified whenever I put up a new video. I promise you guys, I am trying so hard to bring in some more content, but again, moving into a new city, it's actually a little harder for me to do so. But I promise I would at least try to put up at least a video a week until I can start creating that content material that I want to be posting. But anyways, like always, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. Bye.